What's up, guys? Welcome back to WrenchingWrecked. It's been about a week and a half since I had the camera on. Been busier than all get up, but there's a lot going on and I just haven't had the time to get stuff filmed. So if you've been following a handful of videos, this paint booth over here behind the Harley gaskets is my blast booth. Well, the bearings for the fan hub locked up. The motor's still working fine, but the bearings locked up. So I figured, not a big deal, replace the bearings. Yank it apart, look at everything, and they are Harley wheel bearings, 6205s. So I had plenty of bearings. I got this hub assembly put back together. Now this runs in a ducting tube that goes parallel to the motor, or perpendicular to the motor. So the motor sits vertical, belt runs through, but it's in this steel casing, so it's not getting blasted by paint fumes and paint and, in my case, sand or glass. So this hub is beat to crap. It's an aluminum hub, steel bearings, steel lock rings onto a aluminum plastic fan, which is also in really rough shape. This is all completely worn down from years of use. And when I went to press the bearings out, cracked the center hub plate. My bad. Now, I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, but it's a 5/8 shaft for the fan blade and for the little pulley. Got all that, started looking. I found that exact fan online, ordered it. It was only $17, and from one place. I only found one supplier for that exact plasticky fan with the center hub. Got an email saying they didn't have it in stock, so it turned into a huge pain in the ass because it's a 24-inch fan, 10 blade on a 5/8 shaft, which is extremely small. Any of the Granger fans for axial tube fans are usually a 1-inch bore. This is only 5/8, so it's pretty skinny. So I ran into that issue. Ordered another fan blade. It was taking forever to get here. And then found a guy down in Mattoon, Illinois, which is about a 3.5, 4-hour drive for me, one way, selling an entire 24-inch fan assembly with the fan and a motor. Well, I screwed up. I drove down there, picked it up, found the world's largest bagel. Let me see if I remember to put that picture in right here. But he gave me this little guy, thinking that was the single phase motor. That's a 3-phase motor. I didn't check it. I was, whatever. I just got out of the car after driving 4 hours. Not a big deal. Extra motor is a motor, and the motor that was up there is still good. So I managed to use the brackets and the parts that I got with the new fan unit to hook that up. Just had to notch it a little bit, move that over. So I got the hole in the ceiling semi-patched up. I still got to do some roofing work on the top side, but hooked everything up, turned it on. It's not spinning fast enough. So I was trying to figure out what it was. That fan's rated for up to 10 or 11,000 CFMs with your motor thing. I got a 3-horse motor up there, 1,700 RPM. However, I couldn't figure out what was going on. I was making weird noises. I messed with the capacitors, got all that cleaned up. Got the motor working tip-top without the fan load. When I add the fan, it spins real slow. Then I started looking, and just like on a bike, I know this is kind of a weird video, talking about blast booths and fans, but it's all custom bits. So I spray foamed around the lower edge. I still got to seal the roof bit. But luckily we've had some dry weather, so that's been cooperating. Where did I put the pulley? Okay, so here's the motor, a new motor that I'm not using. This is a 3-phase, but it's got about a 2.5-inch pulley on it on the motor side. The one I have up there on the current motor is probably 2.5 or 3-inch on the motor side. Now, this was the fan pulley for this setup. That's only 2.5 inches. So I think it's a 3-inch pulley on the motor up there, 2.5 here. So if I'm running a 3-inch drive pulley to a 2.5 final, kind of makes a difference when you look at that one and it's a 3-inch motor pulley, same motor, but probably a 6-inch fan pulley up there. So basically the motor's spinning, but the fan is dropping the RPMs of what it can do. So in theory, the motor should produce more torque, which I have no problem turning that on and off. Let me click this on real quick. You'll hear it start up. It's got plenty of torque to fire. No struggle, no hesitation. That's clicked on, clicked off. So it's working, it's just not spinning fast enough. So I got a couple pulleys on the order. I just did single belt for now, and then once I figure out what size I need, we'll get that. So that's been taking up a ton of my time. Up the ladder, down the ladder, on the roof, out of the roof, and 8 hours of driving yesterday. But in other news, I know it's kind of weird, here's where we're at with chopper stuff. My buddy Jonathan's been up here, so we got a good amount of customer bikes that he's been bringing in, which is good. We got this Super Glide Evo is in for 6/over tubes. So I got tubes there, fork seals. We're doing neck bearings, basically freshening up the whole end. He's got new tires on it already. But 6/over tubes are going on this, and then we'll have to torch or bend the kickstand, figure out what we gotta do on that. So I'm hoping to maybe start messing around with this today. Basically pull the front end off, since we are doing neck bearings. Yank the front end off, pound the races out, set all that back up, put it back on, and then the only thing we're really reusing is the lowers. Got new bushings and seals and everything for that sitting on the bike, and then we're gonna do handlebar riser bushings too. So that's hopefully gonna get done today. That should only be a one-day job-ish. Then the ironhead chopper. I got the exhaust. So this one's just kind of clamped on there, dangling. Got some up sweeps here, I wasn't sure. This one's clamped on and dangling. I did tack a bung on here, but let me throw a bolt in here and show you what I did. I didn't film any of this just because I didn't know if it was gonna work, and it was kind of end of the day, and they were sitting here and I was impatient and wanted to throw that together. So I welded a bung, tacked it onto the frame. If I run it there, which I really like, it's the cleanest in my opinion, it's gonna be staggered offset, whereas if I need to try and square these two up, then I gotta take my bung out or use the bung and run a bracket to drop this farther down. This needs to be right about there, and we can get those squared up and true, but we'll do a full video on that later. Not gonna happen today. I still need to remake the battery tray for this. I welded one up, but I knew it was gonna be too small. I didn't cut those properly. And I wanted to practice welding, and I got a plethora of table. So just doing some stainless things, made a box. So close. But we'll skill that one up. So I gotta make the battery box and then finalize the exhaust on this. Once that's done, we're pretty much done with the fab parts. I gotta look into somebody for upholstery so I can get the seat run out and over. Just a couple minutes with a grinder, clean up some of these edges, smooth some stuff out, and then that's good to go. So we got wide glide forks. Then we got, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna film this. Then we gotta finish the exhaust on this. Then Jonathan was able to get this Cowie running for me with all the new rubbers and seals. Still need to tweak a couple things on there, either a carb adjustment sync or possibly adjust one float. It's starving up top, but that thing is starting running riding now. Maybe throw some fresh tires on it just because that'd be good. Then the Softail started making some squeaky noises on the rear belt, so I'm gonna have to snug that one down. Got the Super Glide done and back, working proper. FLH has got the new battery in it, that's running fine now. The chopper is back at my house because it is broken. If you follow the shorts, you saw the kicker jammed itself up. Now, the last time I rode that bike, before the battery blew up, or failed, it was slipping out of second and third. So like higher revs in second gear, it would drop into a false neutral, or I'd clip third and it would miss the gear and hit neutral. Or if you're under high RPM in third gear, the weight of the shifter kind of clicked it right back into a false neutral as well. So that trans needs a freshen up. It's been leaking like a sieve for 2 years. I've always topped it off, but that one needs to be taken apart. So unfortunately, I just topped it off with fluid before we went out riding and the battery took a crap. Anyways, that's at my house. I gotta figure out, maybe we'll go old school and do a video on the ground in my house garage, just yanking the trans out of there, or if I wanna bring the whole bike over. That Honda's gone, that got picked up, so I got one extra space now. I do want to flip-flop some of these, because right now I don't have a running bike. I mean, the chopper runs fine, I just can't start it because the kicker's locked. I could pull the pig nose cover off and probably reset it and get it freed up and working again, but since I need a trans anyway, I have new Andrews shift clutches ordered already, along with the kicker rebuild preemptively. I don't mind having these on the shelf, and Andrews shift clutches in there. Might need some more, might need some shift dogs too, if those are bent or tweaked. We'll take a closer look once we yank that out, but chopper will be next on the list. This one came in, customer bike, Jonathan brought that one in. chain guides, twin cam problems, but ate the cams. So that's gonna be a little bit. Cams, oil pump, ended up turning into a much bigger job. And then we got this gem here, which I'm not gonna have on here too much, but another customer bike. This thing's been put together, done. It's got all the bells and whistles. Maybe we'll get a better video of that once it's actually out. But it never really ran. So guys started it up when they did the motor for him, and that was the last time it started. Went through. It's pretty much a 1 or 2 kick bike now. So that one's good. It's just with some customers, I don't really feel like doing videos on them, even though I know you guys probably love seeing more on that. I don't have approval for that one, so I didn't check. I could ask, but you kind of gauge people by how they are. Anyways, that other Sporty that's in here that ate the motor, cylinders are back on. We've just been waiting on push rods for that one because it's all kind of custom hammer performance stuff. So that one should be getting close to done. Then we got a couple more underneath the tarps here. Secrets, if you will. But got to get through this. Got to get the exhaust stuff done on the chopper. Then I can figure out what we're doing in terms of paint and how far he wants to go on that. But today's just a cleanup day and a quick little update. Oh, that boat I've been working on at school. I know it's trashed right now because there's stuff all over the place. But here is what they've been doing. They got the decking all done, seats are in. Don't mind the colors, it's their school colors, the blue and gold or whatever, so that's what they're doing. Gonna replace these seats at some point, but not a big deal. And I've been going through the wiring on this here. Got everything wired up to the control panel and finally got this motor running reliably. So all sorts of issues on this thing. Went through, it's an old 2-stroke, 40 horse, but had to fix the trim relays. Ended up needing a stator, no spark. Went through the carbs, which were actually pretty clean. And after I had it sparking and working with the flywheel on, it sheared the woodruff key. So it was sparking, but at the wrong time. Got that fixed, tried starting it, and then the plugs were sparking when I grounded them and tested them. However, when put into the cylinders, it wasn't making enough spark to fire the mixture in there. I replaced the coil with a cheapo Amazon one, 20 bucks. Put the new coil in, changed nothing else, and it went from not starting to starting right away. So this has not been in the water yet, but now that I got the bilge pumps and stuff all wired up, I just got to put one coupler in here through the transom and hook this hose up, and then this is ready for maybe a maiden voyage later today. I know it's not really a boat channel, but trolling motor's all hooked up and set up as well. This is all working. So today's plan, other than the wide glide, is probably empty the boat out, give it a good vacuum, and then I might try and get this in the water and test it and see if it floats. Haven't even done that yet. But that's the tentative plan. Cleaning up here, getting one big garbage run, then maybe get the boat in the water, and then this afternoon mess around with the wide glide. So between the blast booth stuff, trying to stay ahead on the coating stuff, which I'm pretty far behind on, finishing this boat and getting that tested and working, and all of this, it's been a little slow on the editing video side, so I do apologize. We're getting closer to caught up. Well, I was getting close to caught up. Now I got a bunch of videos on the shovelhead stuff because they all decided to fight me a couple weeks ago. Stay tuned for those. Those are coming soon. But it's just hard at the end of the day. I'm absolutely beat and trying to sit down on the computer and play and watch and edit videos. Been struggling a little bit. So hopefully by the end of the week, I'll kind of get back into a normalcy routine. There's just chaos of things. I still need to clean a ton. It's all driving me nuts. But with X amount of hours in the day and focusing on stupid things that end up taking way longer, this big blast fan and trying to figure out and reinvent the wheel. Like I just ordered 4 different pulley sizes to try and figure that out. And there's not really a plethora of information available, nor can I accurately measure the pulley in that tunnel because I don't want to disassemble the entire fan. Oh, it's just a pain in the ass, but I got a bunch of jobs sitting in that booth that have been waiting about a week to get blasted. Told them up front it's going to be a bit because my stuff's down, and it's getting into summer, it's mobile season, so time is not on my side even though it feels like it should be. Anyways, that's where we're at. I'll put this one out before the next batch, so we're going to break the normal timeline sequence just to give you guys an update of what I've been doing. I'm sure videos are still coming out in a timely fashion on your end, but I know that the camera hasn't been on for a week, so that is where we are at. quick little update. Million things to do, million things going on. No time. Story of my life. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll catch you on the next one.